Hunters is a new TV series on Amazon Prime. It came out a week or two ago. This review will contain no spoilers whatsoever. It's completely spoiler free, so let's enjoy. This series has the talents of Al Pacino, Dylan Baker, and Logan Lerman. Hunters is about a diverse band of Nazi hunters living in 1977 in New York City. And soon this band discovered that hundreds of high-ranking Nazi officials are conspiring to create a Fourth Reich. Then the team set out on a bloody quest to bring them to justice. And we have our TV series, Hunters. Another TV series I binge watched, but is it good? I'll let you know. Here are the pros in this show. Watching this series, I had a good time watching this series. But I gotta say that the results may vary. It's not a show for everyone in this series. Like, in the first episode, the pilot episode, is almost like you're watching a movie. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. So you really gotta get past that first episode, because the first episode does a good job giving you the feel of the series and also the atmosphere as well. It's a dark and gritty show. And I gotta say that the first episode did a fantastic job of capturing me, bringing me into this world, making me invested into the characters themselves. Like, the season 1 did a good job of utilizing and fleshing out some of the characters to the core. Some of the characters as part of this team of hunters that's hunting Nazis, they all have tragic backstories, and their backstories is presented in throughout some of the scenes and some of the episodes. You get an understanding of character motivation. The show was funny, over the top, dark, twisted, with a little bit of political views throughout each episode. Well, of course you get political views because you got Nazis that's living among us, that's in the USA. This season is definitely heavy political, so most likely some people will not like the political ideas and morals they try to bring into this series. Also, before I get into the main character of this season, what is the execution of the series, I want to talk about Dylan Baker. Dylan Baker was one of the Nazi villains in this series, and I gotta say that it's like the first show I have ever seen Dylan Baker in where I felt like he was transformative. He's known as the Butcher of Allah. That's his character. And the way he portrays his character, like when he's on screen, I get a little bit nervous, I just get a sense of uneasiness around him when I see him on screen. I gotta say that Dylan Baker definitely did a good job portraying his character. But primarily the drive, the pinnacle point, the focus of this whole entire season, is Logan Lerman's character. Logan Lerman is the main character in this whole entire series. He plays a character named Jonah. I'm gonna give you a few little plot details revolving around his character arc, so it's gonna go into some minor spoilers. In this season, his grandmother died, and he's trying to figure out, was it a regular person or was she connected with the Nazis? So when he's trying to figure out that plot, he meets Al Pacino's character, Meyer, and he brings him into the fold, but not officially, just as a consultant to try to get him accustomed with the team and all the other hunters. He has a special skill set where he has the ability to decipher codes and decipher riddles and things at an easy rate that the regular person will take time to try to decipher, but he is able to do it like clockwork, almost equivalent to a superhero. And I did like the tie-ins to comic books and references to comic books, because in this character, he views his life as if he was living in a comic book. His grandmother died. He has no one in his life. He's all alone. He has a skill set, and he's working with a team of particular people that you usually would see out of a comic book. And that was the interesting parallel that the character did a good job of comparing to. And I gotta tell you, the performance of Logan Lerman was almost identical to as if it was an Oscar level performance. This was a groundbreaking performance from Logan Lerman. There is a lot of groundbreaking grit that he added to his character, where I was emotionally compromised with watching this performance. Like in the first episode, there is a really emotional scene where his character breaks down, and I'm just like, you were really into it. And throughout the season, you start to learn more about the secrets of the Nazis. You learn more plot details revolving around the history of the United States and how it was formed. Also, one of the things I like about this season as well, it was the stylistic choices and how it's directed. There wasn't a moment where it went offset, but then in the third episode, fourth episode, 5 episodes, they used different directors, and that's when each director decided to use their own stylistic choice within each episode. There is times where the show kind of derails into a different scene, which is stylistic and over the top, and it's sort of Tarantino-esque. It's almost like when you're watching a Tarantino film and then you see a sequence of a scene that's kind of over the top and it had nothing to do with the narrative of what you just watched. There is times where there is stylistic choices where the show does a cutaway scene just to give out a funny little scene. Some of it worked, some of it felt a little bit of a distraction, but still I did find myself laughing, and it did remind me like I was watching an episode of Family Guy, with those cutaway scenes. The show is violent, it's over the top, it goes for the fences, is unapologetic about it though. But this season is not particularly perfect. It does have a few particular flaws, and that is the cons. Let's go into them. For some of the writing, for the execution of some of the episodes. So right after the episode 2 mark, around episode 3, 4, and 5, that's where the series gets a little bit jumbled with its writing. It feels a little bit out of place, a little bit incohesive, and the story is a little bit jumbled at times. But if you get past those two main issues with the show, this show is entertaining, and definitely this series is good to binge watch on Amazon Prime. I would recommend checking out that first episode, and it's really, the results may vary. It's not for everybody. Like I said, it's highly political. A lot of political views and little political statements and morals and things in that nature. It's over the top, violent, and there's a lot of death in this season that I feel like if you can get past that, all the dark stuff in the show in the first episode, this series is just right for you to binge watch on Amazon Prime. I enjoyed this season, so I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. I'm going to give Hunters season 1 a B+. Definitely, so that's my review of Hunters. What are your thoughts of Hunters season 1? Comment below and let's talk about it. And I'll see you guys in the next review. And if you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman reviews on the way. Stay tuned for my early review of Superman Red Son. It's coming to you real soon. Stay tuned for that. You have been warned. Till then,